Hello. The other day, when in my stories I was sitting on the resistor ball in my office, one of you asked if I would share some exercises to use the resistor ball for, and so I thought I would share just a couple. First of all, let's get some technical things out of the way. When you get a resistor ball, you want to make sure that when you sit on it, your hips are not below your knees, meaning that you would be sitting like this, okay? Because then when you go to stand up, it causes undue stress on your knees. You want to make sure that your hips are even with your knees, maybe even slightly higher than your knees. When you're sitting on the ball and you're first starting, a wider stance will help you feel more stable, okay? Because it is very unnerving to sit on this for the first time because the fear of falling is real, okay? Your clothes, you want to make sure that you have something that is kind of tight fitting, that's not going to gather and bunch up when you're doing your exercises on the ball. First of all, I want to show you how you can use the resistor ball against the wall for squats and lunges. If you have a difficult time doing freestanding squats, freestanding lunges, you can use the resistor ball. It is a great way to help strengthen your quadriceps and not create a lot of pressure on your knee. You simply take the ball, put it against the wall. You want to make sure your lower back is just kind of rounded into it. Take your feet a little wider than shoulder width apart and as far out in front of you as you comfortably can. You really need to be leaning back into the ball, but that is unnerving for some people, okay? Keeping your abdominals tight and your chest lifted, you want to just sit your hips back like you're going to sit in a chair and then standing up. One benefit of having the ball back there is it avoids you from tipping forward, which a lot of people do when they're executing a squat. So you just want to make sure that you press into that ball, sit down, and stand up, never locking the knees at the top, and always keeping a nice steady tempo, making sure, quick glance down, that your knees are staying behind your toes, okay? You can also do lunges like this. You could draw a straight line back, down, and up you go, okay? It just really helps you keep your chest up, having to keep that ball against the wall, but not creating a lot of pressure on the knee. Okay, you can use your resistor ball as a bench per se, okay? If you're in the weight room and you're doing seated shoulder presses, you can always just sit on the ball, use your dumbbells, okay, to do your presses here. Like I said before, the more narrow your base, the more unstable it's going to be. Obviously too, if you lift a foot, you're gonna get all that instability, which makes all of those little muscles around our core fire away, and that is good, okay? Oh, goodness, so much to say. All right, trying to make this not very long, but informative. So, when you're getting started, lying on the ball, if you feel more comfortable rolling out next to a wall, you can, but you want to roll out onto the ball. If you're gonna be using the ball as a bench press, or for a bench press for your chest, okay? You're gonna wanna make sure, dance around the square, okay, that your head is supported, okay, and that you're not straining your neck here. Once again, the wider the base here, the more stable you are, the closer, the more unstable you are, okay? As you're here, obviously you're going to have to press down through your feet and stabilize through your hamstrings and your glutes and your core. Your head should be able to rest comfortably. Here you can grab dumbbells, do some chest presses. You can do chest flies. You could do tricep extensions. You could do close grip tricep press. And then for your lower body, you could also place any of those weights here, drop the hips down, squeeze up through your glutes and your hamstrings to work the back side of your body, okay? So another exercise most people associate with the ball is your abdominals. Now, let me say this, the further your hips are on the front of the ball, notice my body position on the ball, the less stress it is on your back. As you progress and get stronger, you will be able to come over the top of the ball like so. That way you can get more extension and flexion, okay? You always want to make sure you support your head and your fingertips. You keep your chin off your chest, don't pull it here, and keep the elbows back just to where you can see them out of the corners of your eyes. Don't pull up that way, okay? As you exhale is when you lift. You inhale, keeping your abdominals tight, and exhaling up. So this is a basic crunch. You can progress this, obviously, if you need a little more assistance or less pressure on the back. you can always drop the hips more to the front of the ball, okay? As you progress and get stronger, you can eventually walk yourself back. You can also, once you get to where you are right on top of it, extend your arms and make it a little more challenging this way, okay? So those are a few of the exercises you can lying for the upper body and for the abdominals and for the glutes. Something else that you can use the resistive ball for is to sit on it. If you had a band, you could wrap the band around your feet and use this for seated rows. You could also sit on it, tip over, have your dumbbells, and do some seated rows this way for your back. You could do bicep curls here. You could do side lateral raises. You can also use it to help your posture if you are just beginning and you are doing exercises such as a bent over row. This is the tendency of a lot of people. You want to lengthen that spine. The ball can be there to help you, and as you progress, you can create some instability by putting one knee on it and just making it a little bit harder. So I hope that has helped. If there's something in specific that you want some help with using the ball, it's great for inner thighs as well. You can sit on top of the ball, do some inner thigh work there. It is great for if you have it in a corner, you can tap your bottom and do some air squats, really quick air squats to also help get your heart rate up. There is a multitude of things you can do. Also, stretching using the resistive ball is amazing. So once again, I hope that I've given you at least something that you can use if you were wanting some exercises on the resistive ball. If there is something in specific that you want me to demonstrate, then just let me know. Hit me on the DMs. Thanks for watching.